solemnly swear that the testimony you shall give in this special proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Be seated, sir.
Mr. Kirk, how long have you and Mrs. Kirk been married?
It'll be 24 years next month, on the 11th.
And you've known the defendant all this time?
I've known her nearly 25 years. I met her when I was courting her mother. I taught her how to make spitballs.
And like your wife, you've noticed these changes in her behavior?
I was there. I saw it all.
Now, Mrs. Kirk told us that your daughter was...
Stepdaughter. I've got to keep the record straight.
That your stepdaughter was avoiding you.
She was avoiding both of us.
Why do you think she was behaving so odd?
Well, I'll tell you. I disagree with Mrs. Kirk. It was Bill, all right. Yeah, I know he won medals and he pulled 8 men out of a burning tank and he was a real big hero and all that, but that does not give him the right to run around on a woman and leave her flat with a kid.
Mr. Kirk, if you would
Let me finish, will you? Yeah, I know how the world works. And if you're going to run around, you don't have to rub your wife's nose in it. See, I know there are people in this world, you could offer them prime steak every night. They're still going to want lamb or chicken. Fine. It's a big world, there's room in it for all kinds of things. If you want to have your little something on the side, you know, you keep it quiet. You come home to your family. You're a husband and a father. You're a husband and a father. That's responsibility. And nowhere in the Constitution does it say that a marriage has to be happy. I know 50 couples, I bet none of them is happy. Now, marriage is like a deal, you know, here's a piece of paper, you do this, I do that, and the deal works. It's not so complicated if you believe in deals. I've never seen a marriage certificate that said the word happy on it either. As far as I'm concerned, a man can chase sheep as long as he comes home and takes care of his family. Bill didn't do that. Bill took a walk.
Mr. Kirk, how do you
First
feel
he
that this
walked, and
contributed?
then he came back, and he filled her head full of all kinds of nonsense. I don't know what he said to her, but it wasn't good. You don't get good advice from a snake.
Mr. Kirk, did you and the defendant get along?
Now, what are you asking? Did I ever yell at her? Yes, I yelled at her. Did I ever say, not now, I'm tired, leave me alone? Sure, I said it. I said it a lot. I said it more than once. But I did what I could. I did more than Bill. I tried to be a father. I took her to the plant with me. I showed her how we turn on the ovens. I showed her how we thaw the main dishes. A little later on, when she was old enough, I took her in the plane with me. We had our little secrets. See, I've never been a young girl. I don't know how they think. I know they think kind of funny, that's all I know. But I did right by her. By my lights, I did right.
Mr. Kirk, were you surprised when your daughter's marriage collapsed?
Surprised it took so long.
You did not think it would be a success?
It was a success for him. She got to pick up his socks and he got the money. Oh, not right away, but you could see she was going to get mine. He'd come over to the house and you could almost hear his head appraising the furniture. I'm surprised he never asked me to see my bank book. He was that obvious about it. Very polite. Oh, please, and thank you. And, oh, how kind of you. And, oh, please, no, allow me. It's like having a goddamn head waiter on the field. See, to me, she's 5 foot 8 inches of flesh and blood. But to him, she was 5 foot 8 inches of fresh bills. I know, I sound like a typical father, right? Always on the lookout for fortune hunters, but the proof is in the pudding. When he took off, he didn't take off with no hat check girl. He took off with one of his clients, and she's got 10 million and she's got a dime. And he started out with shad roe, he had a helping of that, and then decided he wanted to have a portion of caviar.
Mr. Kirk, did you engage Miss Levinsky?
No. Never laid eyes on her before today. Not a bad-looking woman.
So you have no idea of her defense for your daughter?
Oh, beats me what she's doing.
And Mr. Kirk, did you discuss your daughter's capacity to stand trial with anybody from the district attorney's office?
Not a soul.
And Mr. Kirk, do you want your daughter to receive treatment?
You bet.
Okay. And if you had the opportunity, would you pay for this treatment?
How much money are we talking about?
That's hard to say, Mr. Kirk.
Well, you see, you don't have to sell me on the idea of treatment for her, but the kind of thing you're talking about can go on forever. I got a man working for me. He's been getting treatment since 1965. His son took off with a basketball player. He took it hard, you know? Now, I'm not going to say but to me, he's still the same as he was before. He still jumps if he hears a car backfire. He still yells at his wife. Still gets drunk every St. Patrick's Day. I don't think he's any worse, but I mean, this kind of thing in 14 years. You expect me to pay for this for 14 years?
There's no way to answer a question like that, Mr. Kirk. Would you be willing to pay?
See, they brought me in and they cut me open and they said, take it easy for a while. And just about the time they said I'd feel okay, I started to feel okay.
The nature of this kind of treatment, and I'm sure Dr. Rosenthal will bear me out on this, the nature of this kind of treatment...
Tell me she's sick. What she did was sick, all right? Fine. Now to me, when you're sick, you go to the doctor and he gives you something. Or he cuts you open, or he takes something out, or he puts you on some dumb goddamn diet. See? We're not talking about incurable cancer here. She was sick for a few months. You're talking about me paying for 14 years.
Do you want to withdraw the question?
No, you can keep it in for all I care. I just want to know how long you pay.
With your permission, Your Honor, please.
Any objection? Strike the question.
Beginning with if you have the opportunity.
Yes, please, thank you.
I'll pay. Not for 14 years, but I'll pay.
Mr. Kirk! Do you love your daughter?
You bet.
Thank you, Mr. Kirk. I have no further questions.
Ms. Levinsky.
Mr. Kirk.
I've been watching you. I'm ready for you.
Mr. Kirk, I'm puzzled by one little thing. If we can work that out, shouldn't take more than a minute or two, you can rejoin your wife.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that because this is a hard sit, let me tell you. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
From what you testified, you and your wife were warm, caring parents. Both of you loved the defendant.
You
so
bet.
I can't quite figure out why she behaved the way you described. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
Do you think you loved her too much? Maybe you spoiled her?
No way we spoiled her. I grew up poor. We don't believe in spoiling kids.
But you did give her presents.
Well, that's not the same thing. That's not spoiling somebody. You like somebody, you give them a little something.
Hey, when?
Well, like everybody, your birthday, Christmas, graduation, maybe Easter sometimes Thanksgiving.
Valentine's Day.
Sure, she was my little Valentine.
And you always gave her things.
Well, when she was little I did, but I tell you, when I got older, it got easier just to give her a gift certificate or a crisp new bill. It was hard to think of the right thing.
A crisp new bill.
Yeah, 20 or a 50, sometimes 100. She liked that.
My mother Lily always warned me not to give my children money.
Oh, what's money? It's a piece of paper that lets you know what you can get. You teach your kid that, and where it comes from, and how to get it. It's a lot better than giving them some present in a box wrapped up with a ribbon. Tell the truth. How many presents have you gotten in your entire life you really liked? I bet you got sweaters sitting in the bottom of your drawer somewhere you never wear. Scarves down in there, too. Dishes you never eat up. I bet there's some goddamn awful lazy Susan stuck in the bottom of your closet. If I give you the cash, you can get yourself a movie camera or a nice case of scotch. I never saw the point in getting her a nightgown if what she wanted was a bathing suit. I said, give her the money and let her pick her own thing.
Right, so why didn't you post her bail and let her pick her own lawyer?
$50,000, that's a lot of money.
Surely you could have put up $5,000. A bondsman would have taken $5,000. You do have $5,000, don't you, Mr. Kirk?
Yes, goddammit, I've got $5,000.
Right, okay, so did you offer to post her bail? Did you?
Maybe.
That's not an answer.
Yes, I offered to.
And what conditions did you attach to your offer?
No conditions.
No?
We wanted to make sure she was safe. We wanted to look out for her.
All right, and how did you want to make sure she was safe?
I told her we'd put up the money and she just came home until after the trial. It's not too much to ask your other child to come home.
Right. And didn't you also tell her that she had to use Stanley Middleton as her lawyer?
No. Somebody recommended him, so I sent him over there. She didn't like him. All she had to do was pick up the phone and call me. All she had to do was pick up the phone one time, one single goddamn time, and say, Dad, Middleton doesn't have the brains God gave a flea. Get me Levinsky so I can come home. I would have shipped you over there special delivery.
And then the bail money would have been there,
It
right?
was not a condition.
No.
No.
Did Mr. Middleton, after your stepdaughter discharged him, tell you why she discharged him?
He said she didn't like his advice. She wouldn't listen to a word he had to say. It's not a condition to ask your own child to come home.
And then thereafter, didn't Mr. Middleton tell you he intended to call on the district attorney?
He said he was going to call him and tell him he got fired.
That's all?
I don't remember everything that Middleton said.
Didn't he also tell you that he planned to inform the district attorney that your stepdaughter was mentally ill and not capable of standing trial, didn't he?
Something like that.
I didn't get that.
Something like that. Said it was the best way.
The best way. And when you and your wife chatted with Dr. Rosenthal, when you talked with him about your stepdaughter's behavior and the crimes she'd been charged with, did he also tell you it was the best way?
Yes.
And what does that mean to you, Mr. Kirk, the best way?
Look, we're talking about a trial.
Right?
A trial is a public thing. It's a place where you go to get shamed in front of the public, in front of the whole goddamn world. I tell the truth, if she was your kid, would you put her up there? Well, she's mine, this smartass, and I'm not going to put her up there in front of the whole world to laugh at her behind her hands in a courtroom. So you're just a hired help, that's all, and the day after tomorrow, you're gone. Well, she's just a hired help to you, she's just a client to you, that's all. Well, she's not just a client to me. I'm not interested in her just because she's paying me a whole lot of money. Eh? There's 25 years of my love invested in this girl, and I'm not going to put her out there in front of the whole goddamn world to get laughed at. I know you're a type. You pick up the scum of the world and you let them march around for free. You suck up money from other people's troubles. You say, all you're doing is giving them their rights under the law. Yeah, I know you. Whores and killers are your bread and butter. Let me tell you something, lady. My kid is not a whore and a killer. I know what she did. And she wasn't in her right mind when she did it, so you get that straight.
So you and your wife agreed with Mr. Middleton and Dr. Rosenthal that the best way would be to suggest to the district attorney that your stepdaughter was not in her right mind and not capable of standing trial, right?
Right. Right. Right.
I'm not quite through, Mr. Kirk, please.
Ask your goddamn question.
Just one or two more.
That's what you said before.
I am sorry. I'm only doing what I get paid for.
You earn your money, I'll give you that.
That's very kind of you. Huh. Now, somewhere in all that, I lost sight of what I was going after. Let's see. Oh, yes. I'm still puzzled by your description of your stepdaughter's behavior. All that distrust, all that avoiding you, all that staying away from her warm, affectionate, generous home. I mean, after all, trips to your plant, flights in your plane, lots of presents, little secrets between you, all that love in the house. Maybe that was it. Too much love.
Wasn't too much.
That's right. You said you didn't spoil her.
Just the opposite. We didn't wait on her hand and foot. Listen, I raised her the way that I was raised.
And how do you mean, Mr. Kirk?
I'm a businessman. To me, running a family is no different than running a business. You want people to do something, you give them a little something for it. You know, she washed the dishes, 50 cents. Put the car away, $1. You know, when she was little, we got some good habits started. You know, shine my shoes, 50 cents. Roll my socks, 50 cents. Feed the fish. I keep angels and guppies. $1. That got to be a little expensive. It was one time she was 8, maybe 9 years old. She crawled up into my lap and she said, Daddy, those fishies look really hungry. I think I should feed them 2 times a day.
So you practiced a sort of reward system.
That's the word. Yeah, look, I run a good business, and I can tell you there's 2 ways to get people to do what you want. Either punish them or you reward them. Now, people are no different than dogs. Rewards work better.
Tell me, what else did you reward her for?
Well, after a while, she got pretty good at giving me a shave. They're good at that, yeah, they're $2.
A shave. That's very sweet. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Well, Mr. Kirk, I confess you sound like a wonderfully generous father. Could
Listen,
you tell
I
me
love this girl. That's what I told him, and I was under oath when I said it. When I was courting her mother, and Rose said to me, Art, what about Claudia Faith? I didn't say, oh, well, let's send her out to some school. Let's get rid of her. I said, Rose, if you love her, I love her. I didn't run from the responsibility. I'm not that kind of man. It was never Rose and her daughter and her husband. It was always Rose and her daughter and her father. She got woken up in the middle of the night from some bad dream. It was me, Art Kirk, who went up there and held her and sang to her. I can't sing. But I did it. I didn't know the first thing about raising a kid, but I learned. I learned what kind of sound she made when she was happy. I learned the sound she made when she was miserable. When she needed a bath, it was Rose said, Art, she needs a bath. I went up and gave her a bath. You ever give a kid a bath? They're like puppies, you know, they're always kicking and splashing, getting you soaked with water. So what? So your pants get wet. So what's a pair of pants? We had fun. Huh? I bathed her and I dried her and I sprinkled her all over with talcum. Why her skin is so clear. Huh? Skin's so clear you can almost see through it, you know? It's a child's skin. It's like a magic thing, you know? You touch it, it's like touching something magic. It's a different feel than you get from an older person. I didn't know that. Rose taught me that. I said, I can't give her a bath. And she said, oh, Art, wait, you feel her skin. She was right. Listen, I'm a simple man. I love Rose. Rose loved her, so I love her.
And she got your pants all wet.
Soaked them straight through to the skin.
My grandchildren do that. God, it's a mess.
Yeah, I tell you what you do. You leave them off, you do the job in a bathrobe. The terry cloth is best. That's what I do.
Bathrobe?
Yeah, it's a terry cloth. It acts like a towel. The water can't hurt her.
Huh. I never thought of that. Of course, it doesn't stop them from splashing, does it?
Nothing ever does. I made faces. I sang to her. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sky. She splashed and kicked and splashed till, well, until I stopped giving her baths. And by then she must have been...
Must have been what? Irene. Must have been what? 16 years old? Is that what you were going to say?
No. She wasn't 16. She was, well, I don't know. She was a lot younger than that. Tell him, baby. Tell the truth. You weren't 16 years old. You were maybe I can't remember now. But you weren't 16. Tell her the truth, huh? Baby, come on. See, you can't expect her to remember. She's not in the right mind right now. Huh?
Sit down, Mr. Kirk.
Look, you can't expect her to
Take
remember.
your seat,
She's
Mr.
not-
Kirk.
It's her word against mine.
Sit
She's
down.
not in her right mind.
Mr. Kirk.
I don't like this. I'm telling you to your face, I don't like this.
Didn't you stop bathing your stepdaughter the day she locked you out of the bathroom?
Oh, wait just a goddamn minute. It was nothing like that at all. I did. It was my own choice. It was my own idea. I said to Rose, she's big enough to take a bath without me. That's what I said. I said it more than once. I did. I said it more than once.
She did not lock you out of the bathroom?
She locked the door. It's not the same thing. Everybody locks the bathroom door, but you lock the bathroom door. It's not the same goddamn
And
thing.
didn't you offer her $100 to open the door? Art!
Honey, I swear that never happened. I never did that. I never did that. All I did was what you told me to do. Baby, you gotta take that back. It's a terrible thing to say about your daddy. Look at your mama. She's upset now. You take that back. Take it back. You can't say a thing like that about your daddy. Rose, honest to God, all I did is what you told me to do. I washed her, and I dried her, and I rubbed her with talcum powder. That's all I ever did.
Mr. Kirk.
That's all. Listen, baby, you gotta take this back. This is a terrible thing. All right, I know we had a little misunderstanding here with the bail and all, but I'll take care of that right now, okay? I'll take care of that right quick, all right? This is Daddy's magic. You watch Daddy's magic here. This is, what was it, $5,000?
Mr.
No
Kirk.
cents. $5,000 and no cents. Now you take this baby and you make your daddy happy, huh? You make your daddy happy. Here you go. You take this right now, huh? Huh? What else? What else is there? Oh, this one. This one, huh? How much do you need for her? Huh? Look, my hand's itching and my dollars are twitching. Remember that? My hand's itching and my dollars are twitching. Remember? What do you want, lady? Come on, what do you want? Name your price. Name your goddamn price right now!
Mr. Kirk!
Baby, you gotta take it back. You gotta take it back. I'm begging you, baby. You gotta take it back. Your daddy is begging you. Please. Take it back.
Don't touch him!